stimulate, absurdity, spasm, disgust, brawl, oversight, expertise, redress, dormant, detour, ultimately, repository, perseverance, lichen, decay, embezzle, tether, overrun, diverge, ambiguous, hamper, punitive, adder, irate, attic, ruthless, courier, paralysis, waver, primate, statistically, pedal, dismal, morsel, keepsake, efficacious, confinement, patent, scatter, dub, spontaneous, dividend, altruism, dismantle, contraption, rational, debit, contemporary, commodity, famine, clarify, defame, proclaim, jiggle, exasperate, expire, disrupt, ingenuity, oblivion, qualm, adorn, guzzle, belatedly, indulge, trite, migratory, slate, impetus, jeer, simulate, transparent, stampede, cardinal, feasible, guise, confidential, repressed, poach, incubator, malaise, jeopardize, mandatory, skyrocket, devout, fragility, psychic, elevation, malevolent, vicious, deception, certitude, crucial, exterminate, spouse, colloquial, stupendous, markedly, magnetism, smuggle, expansively, explicit, bland, pledge, unanimously, precedence, irrational, bountiful, ensue, hinder, invert, consequently, hybrid, intoxication, conviction, threshold, pertinent, improvise, evict, embrace, decent, axis, aftermath, barren, paramilitary, aggression, loom, penetrate, proviso, lavish, novelty, enormous, chronic, intrigue, stowage, mar, divine, overdue, extract, trait, connotation, privilege, gorge, frivolous, credulity, coincidence, wreck, hilarious, disciple, implicate, contradict, luminary, boon, propitious, naive, crude, status quo, chronicle, vicarious, innate, wriggle, transcend, permeate, impulsive, palate, redundant, unruly, infancy, entail, tacit, abruptly, bucolic, modicum, namely, amenable, discharge, embark, soar, lubricate, censure, pedestrian, rationale, microbe, bibliography, ebb, quaint, haughty, inevitable, debrief, proclivity, intractable, compliance, provoke, heritage, impulse, commonplace, toxic, secrete, decrepit, communal, discourse, mob, dense, platitude, placid, reimburse, semblance, gratified, stake, vulgar, grapple, auditorium, crabby, retort, obscurity, beneficiary, cramp, whim, warden, revise, zest, fuel, autopsy, exert, outright, rally, valor, pendulum, demographic, limb, crux, invalid, load, humiliate, reap, condescension, whitewash, condemn, inanimate, niche, virtuous, refurbish, distraction, frail, respite, disintegration, rebate, effigy, exponential, mutation, flourish, lax, counterfeiter, collision, tyrant, perennial, belittle, tactile, hall, authoritative, hygiene, amicable, empower, benevolently, lethal, affability, patronage, idyllic, mediate, entrust, quirk, inject, hypothetical, contamination, verification, complex, pretense, mediocre, erupt, rumble, wave, pliable, inane, conspiracy, alignment, erudition, jumbled, embodiment, invariably, bionic, unsettle, surmount, ruminate, pasture, schematic, reinforce, harness, deface, hallmark, topple, garble, denote, utility, embolden, idiosyncrasy, elongate, circulate, thrift, esteem, intrusive, claim, transaction, elaborate, matrimony, possessed, envision, convincingly, profess, sequester, condolence, deflect, halt, veracity, stagger, revelation, deceptive, embargo, impartiality, delineation, fertility, introvert, trivial, accountable, revitalize, incriminate, agenda, bleak, apparition, devastating, artifact, stem, circumstantial, remedial, invaluable, induce, preoccupation, ratify, specify, saturate, celibate, expel, reciprocate, parody, oust, distressing, disciplinary, proceeds, antibiotic, evaporate, gradient, withhold, contend, coma, irresolute, alienation, sneer, bedraggled, perpetrate, evacuate, disorientated, sobriety, mosaic, legitimate, exploratory, entrepreneur, cove, delusion, addictive, multitude, affix, remit, nudge, coverage, impair, tedium, judicious, lousy, forebode, destructive, mirage, perpetuate, rationally, nominally, formidable, fallible, tentative, diversify, restraint, snare, infusion, stabilize, assertive, eligible, deprivation, reticent, naturalization, intolerant, illicit, seamless, devastate, rash, advent, paragon, evoke, assessment, scrutinize, static, merge, nebulous, corrosive, intimate, encapsulate, shatter, epitome, mortify, hunch, inauguration, uncover, engender, travesty, prone, overly, tedious, migrate, petulant, guarantee, stale, comprehensive, arcane, adolescent, deference, axle, spurn, bizarre, dutifully, incapacitate, submissive, assault, bribery, cozy, opulence, prototype, synthesize, genial, destruction, extinct, resent, discern, drawback, inhabitant, full-fledged, remuneration, consternation, adequate, leftover, distinct, copious, ingratiate, ethical, premium, sidestep, reversal, debtor, recourse, stigma, tinge, ethos, enzyme, incredulous, compunction, medieval, inoculate, pathetic, intricate, reverential, potential, suffocate, paranoia, culmination, jubilant, submerge, lunar, rustic, drain, surpass, initially, tantrum, confiscation, assimilate, malice, deity, alacrity, simultaneous, innuendo, incense, respiratory, displacement, deregulate, empathic, cease, compassion, deride, hypnosis, skeptic, poignant, impeach, congregate, revert, diversion, ballot, conceit, conspicuous, endorsement, versatile, inconspicuous, levity, ambivalence, confrontational, assiduous, contemplate, amplify, stagnant, dissertation, arid, equity, hibernate, transpose, distend, dangle, bombardment, redeem, integrated, allocate, emblazon, deficit, enforce, deprecate, diverse, paltry, irrigation, rejuvenate, resilient, contiguous, exemplify, rundown, mediator, intervention, coalesce, criterion, tranquil, displace, stationary, abundance, disposal, temperament, bestow, tenet, configuration, inhospitable, recapitulate, staggering, compatible, epicenter, countless, expand, empathize, forfeit, deteriorate, parameter, retain, usher, unfold, equivocal, sprawl, accentuate, constellation, genetically, reverie, deficiency, disheveled, hostile, abomination, undertake, subsistence, dean, hemisphere, upstart, retrieve, emigrate, graft, heed, reside, composure, caricature, extort, ratio, apathy, complacency, materialize, relegate, decant, probe, proceed, opaque, stray, quote, engulf, combustion, rapture, spectre, imposition, asset, sluggish, optimum, metabolize, transcendent, stern, discrete, commitment, divert, reconcile, pesticide, virtually, uphold, dispirited, evolve, infirmity, diagnosis, indispensable, outcast, drastically, reign, strenuous, populous, resonant, primarily, bigot, emphatic, dissolution, sterile, repel, inducement, depict, enroll, inception, habitual, imperative, lanky, discrete, course, dues, supplant, intake, lure, deduction, surge, vernacular, hallucinate, assuage, recklessly, proprietor, integrate, disposition, pompous, milestone, abuse, pageant, bankruptcy, bewitched, overthrow, receptive, clemency, diameter, mimicry, dominion, monopolize, loophole, amity, centrifugal, dispel, chafe, affiliation, circumlocution, plausible, perimeter, monotonously, devoid, archaeologist, rudimentary, obsolete, liaison, forlorn, predominate, menacingly, conventional, exhortation, dimension, collaborate, drench, captivation, plagiarism, edible, irrelevant, disruption, dart, accelerate, dice, urbane, enchant, loan, windfall, craze, exile, stipulate, miscellaneous, fad, unearth, instill, meditate, insinuation, commence, excel, flabbergasted, yardstick, formulate, quiver, blissful, succulent, enticement, surplus, portray, discard, hatch, sparse, metaphor, parasite, amenity, embody, tremendous, tactics, expenditure, lineage, bounty, personable, foliage, subconscious, balance, ditch, obnoxious, inert, coax, capricious, corridor, obscure, attrition, compile, incidence, futility, seed, tumor, synonymous, remission, bombard, mesmerize, rendition, gate, polytheistic, bias, fumble, hover, tribute, hectic, billboard, consummate, smother, ingenious, monopoly, integrity, steer, obstruct, attribute, psychologically, thread, adjacent, immortal, thesis, grumble, opposable, destined, dreary, habitat,